Varieties are best saved for later.
With Jay Zawoski.
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
And Rick Camp.
Out of the mist came a beast more stomach than man.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat podcast, brought to you by our sponsors, Mazda of Orland Park, Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. I am Rick Camp alongside fellow fat Jay Zawoski.
Hello.
And Jay, it's been a week. It's been dreary. Yes. And I feel like this is the Seattle portion of our calendar, and I'm ready for it to be over, even if it does mean the temperatures have gone up.
Yeah, it's going to get hot soon.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's happening, but I am holding on for dear life for the next few nights of beautiful sleep with the windows open, wear more than a single sheet over you to sleep weather. There's only a couple days left. It's the only thing I like about the cool weather. But bring on summer. I'm ready for it. I'm going to the Cubs game a week from tomorrow.
Okay.
It's supposed to be 82 and sunny.
Wow.
Like Wrigley on a night like that. That's like, hello, summer has arrived. Please come in. It's actually funny because the last thing we did, like it was last October, Hope and I went and saw Sturgill Simpson at the Salt Shed.
Okay.
It was like the end of early October, end of September, whatever it was. And we're like, all right, this is the end of our summer. Like hockey's about to begin and it's nice tonight, but you could sense the coolness starting to happen. And now we're seeing him again Friday to sort of kick off the summer, which is interesting. So that'll be fun. The Cubs game will be fun, but we've got a lot to get to today. Before we do, make sure you're following us on all of our social medias at I'm Fat Pod, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
Blue Sky.
Everything. Blue Sky. Thank you. YouTube.com/I'm Fat Podcast. If you're watching us live, thank you. If you're not, you can do it anytime you want on YouTube, youtube.com. Again, I'm Fat Podcast is the handle there. Make sure you like all the videos there, especially if you're watching us live. We would really appreciate that. And chime in on the comments during today's show. Maybe we'll get to a couple during our Ask a Fat segment today. Not so many like, hey, I went here and tried this, but we've got a bunch of stuff to taste test, or at least I do on my end.
Yeah.
I've got new Gatorade Mashups.
Ooh.
There's the orange. There's the blue.
Okay.
I've got these local style chips that are all the rage in Chicagoland.
Yes.
The two I haven't tried yet. These, which may not make it through the show, a bag of Lucky Charms marshmallows.
Those can't be bad.
No, it's what it is from the cereal. And then Chips Ahoy, chewy ice cream sandwich inspired cookies. So we've got a bunch of that stuff. I know, Rick, you've got an experience at Panera. I do have a couple things I did try this week, though, that are worth discussing. So where do you want to begin?
I will talk about Panera first because to be fair, I am not a frequenter of Panera. This was a suggestion from somebody else that I was here for, because it's, a day where you don't have a taste for anything in particular. So if anybody does, you just roll with it. All right. So go to Panera, and I'm like, it was, one of these typical, like, kind of dreary days outside, a little rainy, a little cooler. So I'm like, you know what? This is probably one of the last opportunities I'm going to have to really want a bread bowl. So let me go get a bread bowl for lunch. It's 2 p.m. Out of bread bowls.
Absolutely not.
This is what I'm saying.
That is unacceptable.
Out. Like, I go to and also I'm going to a kiosk to do my order, which is still not my favorite thing. And I'm like, okay, going right to the bread bowls. Out. All of them. So I'm like, this is okay. So I'm pivoting on the fly here. The bread bowl is the go-to for me at Panera. So I figured, let's try something new that they have. And I got and I'm going to butcher this pronunciation.
Can't wait.
Yeah. The Croque Monsieur croissant toast.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah. Which, I also got without the caramelized onions, which had the Gruyere spread with it too. It was like one thing. So I'm like, yeah, no, thank you. But croissant toast is what had me in.
What are the ingredients on this again?
So what I had on it was ham, Asiago, parm. And then it would have had caramelized onions and like a Gruyere spread.
No, the caramelized onions make no sense in that context.
Yeah, that's why I was like, no, thank you. Also,
Okay, sorry.
caramelized onion person anyway, because texture.
Sure.
But texture is part of the reason I was like, croissant toast? Yeah, let's give this a spin. For one thing, there's a big hole in it.
Great.
Great. Also, I wholly admit, I'm sure that I just got a rough go there on the slice of toast that I got. But the part of the croissant toast that was there, extremely good. Very light, flaky, just like you would want from croissant. And the ham was good. Like the insides are okay. This is food from Panera, like elevated hospital food. That's pretty much what it is. But that toast, hey, they found their one thing to make a gimmick out of something they already do. And I'm here for that gimmick. However, it was spoiled by the fact that it's like, there's not really people there taking your orders. And the fact that there's no bread bowls at all at 2 p.m. It's not like I'm going right before close or anything like that. At that point, I understand, it's possible. But at 2, like just after a lunch rush, in theory, if there's a lunch rush at Panera, like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I mean, would you make like 5? And isn't the whole point that you're a place that makes bread in house, or did they really not do that anymore?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Our friend Lindsay chimes in. Lindsay says Panera is officially shutting down any of their remaining actual on-site bakeries. They will no longer be making anything in a house, just assembly.
It's disappointing.
This is the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is the stuff that drives me nuts, because all of it is about profit.
Yes.
Eliminate employees by making everyone order at a kiosk.
Mm-hmm.
They do have like one person floating around in case like 100-year-old person walks in.
Yes.
And they just refuse. But there's no hands-on anymore. Nothing is as fresh as it used to be. The fact that Panera, which made their freaking name on bread bowls,
right?
That's what they made their name on. Is out of bread bowls at 2:00?
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. It is these, and I saw a story the other day about like McDonald's, or everything's down 25%. Like, because this is the consequence of you cutting corners on freaking everything.
Yes. What do you mean there's consequences to our actions when we're just trying to drive up profit?
I may have talked about this last week, where there's been several times where I've driven past a McDonald's or a Wendy's, like I need something quick, and you look and the line is so long that you're just like, I'm not even going to try.
Yeah.
Because they have 2 fewer employees per shift.
Mm-hmm.
So no, everybody's stretched too thin. Everyone's waiting an extra. Think about this, like an extra minute in the drive-through. It doesn't seem like much.
It adds
but how
up.
many cars compile in a minute?
Mm-hmm.
Probably 3. Right? And Panera doing this too. Like, oh yeah, we're not making anything in house anymore. So the whole idea of Panera is they make this fresh bread there. That's what makes them special. That's what supposedly makes them interesting.
Right.
And now that's all being shipped in from God knows where. And those costs will be cut, and it will be a lower quality. And they'll say, why aren't people shopping here? Why aren't people eating here anymore? Because it's not good anymore.
Right. And then then it's, well, we got to cut more employees because our profits are down.
Profits are down. The shareholders are pissed.
Yeah.
It's chicken or egg.
Man, doing bargaining like this last 6 months, just like being, just living in it, basically. It's amazing how companies try and spin the fact of like, well, we have record profits, but don't pay attention to those.
Right.
Like, that's literally a phrase that I heard somewhere.
Right.
No, it's like, yeah, those are misleading. That's just for the shareholders to say, okay, buddy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's,
mm-hmm.
I mean, and there's people that just don't care. They are just blind to it. They don't care about it. They will blame the employees for being lazy or slow or being unmotivated. And it's just usually not the case at all. Mm-hmm. It's usually they are stretched so thin, or they're doing so many things at once that they can't possibly keep up with the demand of a fast food place.
Yeah.
And as Lindsay points out, if Panera was making things in house, like, oh, we're out of bread bowls. All right, let's fire a few more up.
Sure.
You might want those for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
It bugs me. Well, that's why I'm happy to try a product from a new local company. Local style chips. These have been making the rounds on social medias.
Yes, they have.
I've had the deep dish pizza,
Mm-hmm.
which was great. I had the Italian beef last week because I got JP Graziano, and this is where I got these bags from JP Graziano. That was good too, but I like the pizza better.
Okay.
So now I've got the Jardiniere flavor, which was launched in collaboration with JP Graziano. They had a
Nice.
party on Thursday, to launch these at
Mhm.
Graziano. And then they've got the Chicago hot dog. And for those that know me, mustard, pickle, sport pepper, celery, salt, all the fixins. Two of those ingredients I don't like.
Right.
So I'm going to try these first, the hot dog ones, and see how they go. Because I've gotten to the point, I see my buddy Lawrence Benedetto, my old pal from CHGO, is in there. I'm trying to train myself to like Chicago hot dogs.
Interesting.
Just like I did with beer as a teenager. I'm sorry. With beer as a person in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And with coffee in my 30s.
Yeah.
I feel like I will power myself into liking a Chicago dog. Just out of pure will.
You're going to speak it into existence.
Because I do get embarrassed when I order a hot dog with just ketchup. It is a toddler's order. I fully acknowledge this. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm trying to fix it.
I mean,
So
mind you,
maybe-
I'm not much better. Like, I depending on the day, I'll either do just mustard or ketchup and mustard.
Okay, with just mustard is like, mustard is like the traditional hot dog topping.
Sure.
There's automatic shame involved with ketchup at all.
Sure.
So I'm going to try to do this. All right. So maybe the local style potato chips, the Chicago hot dog flavor will be my gateway drug. So here we go. This is Davy Dog, by the way. They're all named Davy Dog. Tastes doggone delicious, Davy Dog says.
I see what he did there.
So here we go. Nice kettle chip.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, of the two I've had, the deep dish pizza and the Italian beef tastes have been not like overpowering, like too much in your face.
Cool.
Okay, so there you go. There's a look. You see a little bit of flex in there, not too much. All right, here we go. Local style potato chips, Chicago hot dog flavor. Okay. Mustard is there.
Okay.
I really like these.
Really?
I do. It is a
Nice.
little bit mustardy, but not like punch in the face mustardy.
Sure.
I taste celery salt for sure.
Okay.
Give me another one. Sport peppers I didn't get right away, but let's try again.
Okay.
That's good.
All right.
I'm surprised I like these as much as I do.
Good.
I will finish this bag. All right. Now to the hot Jardiniere.
Now, do you think that one would? Are you able to properly place that one amongst the other two that you've had?
Not yet. Well, I want to try this one first. This is a Juliana Jardiniere. Kinda hot.
Okay.
Hey.
Juliana with a G, because
time.
sure.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Here's the hot Jardiniere flavor. Again, kettle cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Same amount of flex.
Okay. Solid crunch.
Yeah. Okay. There's a bit of a sweetness to it, which is interesting.
Okay.
It's good. I will say there's a little bit of spice there. I don't know if I'd be able to identify this as a Jardiniere flavor,
Okay.
but now, since I know it, I'm definitely tasting it.
Interesting.
What I like about all of these is that they are complementary to what you're eating.
Gotcha.
They're not going to overwhelm anything you're eating. And the Lebowski 5 says, is it a thick chip or a fine chip? I would say it's similar to, just so everyone knows what it is, like a Jimmy John's chip.
Okay.
So the kettle cooked thin. All right. I'm going to say, ranking wise,
Sure.
I still like the deep dish pizza the best.
Okay.
I'm going to go hot dog second.
Interesting.
Italian beef and giardiniera. There's the heat, though.
Oh, it took a hot minute.
Back end. Yep. Like right at the top back of my mouth.
Sure.
There's the heat. I got to say, though, this brand in general,
Mhm.
I love everything they make because this could be really gimmicky
Yes.
and bad, but
Mhm.
they are delicious and they are a compliment to whatever you're eating.
Nice. And it's
That's
to be
what it's
clear
supposed to
too,
be.
it's not hot dog taste. It's like the stuff on the hot dog taste.
Correct. There is no artificial
Perfect.
pork taste or beef taste or anything like that. I think the pizza one does have like a cheesy taste to it, but that's fine. But yeah, I would say the pizza's my favorite. I am going to say hot dog too. I am really surprised by how much I'm hoping this is my gateway.
There you go.
I have another one. That's really good. I really like that. All right. Well done, local style chips. Enjoy all of them.
Yes.
I think I've had them all now. Yeah. Oh, well, they also have like just a plain chip,
Oh, okay.
but I haven't had that. But you know,
It's not gonna be
so
bad.
I got them. So I got them at JP Graziano this week, and as Law points out in the chat, D'Amato's on Grand has them
Mhm.
as well. That's where I got the first bag I tried. That's where I got the deep dish.
Okay.
So yeah, good stuff. Local style chips. Check them out. They're available at like Paulina Meat Market, JP Graziano, all of like the city historically important delis and sandwich shops have them.
Sure.
So they're having huge success. People love them. I'm really impressed by these. They're great.
That's interesting. All right.
Yeah.
You mentioned things that could be, very much a bit and maybe not great.
Yeah.
There's something that came up. I'm sure it tastes just fine, but it's got to be up there for the most like kitschy, trying to be on brand to make something very basic, unique at all. And it's like in the most lame way possible. Outback is having boomerang shaped mozzarella sticks.
Yeah.
So you know what that means? They put a slight curvature into a mozzarella stick. Cool.
We're sharing these
Cool.
from the Susie the Foodie Facebook page that was shared on the I'm Fat Podcast fans page by our pal Rush Snyder.
Like, what are we doing here? Like, I'm sure it better be like the same price as regular mozzarella sticks that they have, but like, all right. I just want to know the board meeting. How does this happen? Of like, all right, we know we've been on a bit of a down kick here in terms of ideas, but we got one now. It's a mozzarella stick, but instead of it being straight, like all these other schmuck mozzarella sticks out here, we're going to put a slight curve in it. And then the main decision maker's like, buddy, you just put a slight curve into something else too with that idea. That's going on the menu.
I mean, they look good. I'm not going to lie. And it looks like there's a significant, was it 6 pretty big mozzarella sticks? 1, 2, 3. No, there's 7 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 7 mozzarella sticks. They are big. I get what they're doing. I don't know if that's
not
going to get
making
anyone
a special trip to Outback though to get mozzarella sticks with a curve.
Yes. And Keith in the chat says we almost ordered some Outback and those boomerangs yesterday, but you didn't.
Right.
So that's the point. Is this going to get people in the door?
Right. Like this, it's not. I'm trying to think of other like things that are that level of gimmicky or kitschy or whatever you want to say, like at other chain restaurants. Like if Burger King had their chicken nuggets shaped like crowns or something like that.
Didn't they do that?
Did they do that?
Hold on. They did something like that. Burger King crown.
Maybe they did that and it's like a repressed memory or something.
Yes, they did.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes, you said that. And I'm like, they did do that. Yeah, let me find the picture here. I'll just share the Reddit page real quick.
Oh God, I wish I actually remembered that and like did that on purpose. I promise you I didn't.
I know they definitely existed. There they are, the crown-shaped chicken McNuggets, or I guess Burger King nuggets.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
And they were fine. You know, they were the same
Yeah.
as their normal nuggets, but they definitely existed. I think that is still the winner.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah.
The funny thing is I had this idea and I was like I've been racking my brain to try and think of like anything else that's on that level. And I'm like and then like in the midst of conversation pull that firmly out of the arse.
Yeah. That's pretty good. And Lindsay brings up the Subway footlong cookies. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great call.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think like the crown-shaped nuggets is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a little better than boomerangs. Because all you're doing is curving the cheese stick and you're like, all right. I don't know how you make chicken. I guess you just make a big slurry of pink goo and get the crown-shaped cookie cutter out.
Ma'am, why is there a vein in my mozzarella stick?
It's a little too real. Oh, man. Well, you know what? You want to get yourself a good-ass mozzarella stick? The place to do it is at Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg. No, I don't care what shape the other people's mozzarella sticks are. I don't care how veiny or whatever you want to say they are. Fredo's is the king of mozzarella sticks. Their standard mozzarella sticks are huge.
Mm-hmm.
On Saturdays, they've got the massive, like what, probably 11, 12, 13-inch mozzarella sticks. They've got the El Gringo Massivo one, which has like taco seasoning in the breading and like Chihuahua cheese. If you're trying to find the best mozzarella stick in the state, probably in the country, the place to go is Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, 628 South Roselle Road. You may have seen our video on social media over the last couple weeks with Fredo's showing off the I'm Fat Burger, the I'm Fat Pizza, the I'm Fat Grilled Cheese. Get one of those, get some mozzarella sticks to go along with it. And my favorite story about the Fredo's mozzarella stick is the same party they catered for Grandma Cookie's 100th birthday 3 years ago. We, for the road, got one of the giant mozzarella sticks, showed up at the party. I told Addie, like, hey, one of those big mozzarella sticks is in the car. You know, it's wrapped in foil. It's staying warm. And 3 or 4 times I looked over at the car and the car door's open and she's like, it's like a 5-year-old. Oh, wait, see. She'd be 11. Is an 11-year-old taking bites out of the mozzarella stick. And I mean, that went from Schaumburg to Tinley Park and was still that good.
Nice.
So go try it. Fredo'sPizza.com, Fredo'sCatering.com if you need catering or private chef services. Again, they're at 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg. If you place an online order, use that code I'm Fat. You'll save 10% every damn time on your order because we love you. And that's a good way to let them know you heard about them from us, which is more important than ever as these small businesses are making their financial decisions. Fredo says, you know what? 3 or 4 people a month are saying they're hearing about us from I'm Fat Podcast. That's a worthwhile investment. We're going to keep supporting them. So please do that. All right. I need to do this next taste test because I'm clearly choking.
Yes.
I saw these in Mariano's Gatorade Mashups. These are the only 2 they had. So there's Cool Blue mixed with Fruit Punch.
Okay.
And it's like a purple.
Makes sense.
And then there's Lemon, Lime, and Orange. And it's just orange.
Okay.
I'm going to try the Cool Blue and Fruit Punch first because Lemon, Lime, and Orange are my 2 favorite Gatorade flavors.
Okay.
So I want to see how they mix. So here is the Cool Blue and the Fruit Punch. I will say, full disclosure, the only Gatorade I don't like is the Fruit Punch.
Okay.
So let's try this Cool Blue Fruit Punch Gatorade mashup.
Oh, we're going for a second drink. Now half of it is gone.
Got to cleanse the palate.
Right, from itself.
Second drink was better.
Okay.
The Cool Blue is dominating the flavor profile.
Okay.
It's good. I don't know if it's, it tastes like a Gatorade,
Yeah.
like some new thing they invented, right? Like,
Right.
which is what you'd expect.
Doesn't taste like Cool Blue Punch or something.
Not really. No, it tastes like a blue raspberry.
Okay.
All right. This one is more interesting to me because like orange and lime, like Cool Blue is not a flavor. It's something they manufactured. It's
telling
sweet.
me blue's not a flavor.
But like orange, lemon, and lime are flavors from nature, allegedly.
Yeah.
So let's see how these work together.
I'm sure they're all natural varietals that Gatorade uses. Okay. Palate cleansing.
Yep.
First sip. Going in for the second sip. Jay turns his head a little bit so he has the distinguished look if you're watching on the YouTubes.
I would say I taste both.
Mm-hmm.
But what it just does is kind of like reduces the flavor of both.
Okay.
So it's not bad. I don't know what the point of these are. I think they're just kind of to be what they are. Like, hey, look, we put two together.
They're the City Connect jerseys.
Yeah, really. They're like, I don't dislike them.
Yeah.
If these were made available all the time, I'd probably get one every now and again.
Okay.
But yeah, I just don't understand what the point of them is.
Okay.
Aside from having something new.
Other than that, though,
I like the orange and lemon lime one better. But again,
okay,
those are my two favorite tastes, so that makes sense.
Okay.
So solid. Good job.
Sam reminded me via text of a thing that I tried this week, but it was the early part of the week, so like totally gone. I was like,
Sure.
God, that felt like a month ago, but apparently it was this week. The Culver's freeze-dried Skittles concrete.
Oh yeah.
I was notably skeptical because I was worried about like the Skittles kind of more getting caught in your teeth or anything like that. I was wrong.
Interesting.
They were good. Like
Okay.
it was pretty darn good. Now it's just like the amount of Skittle versus ice cream, at least in the one that I had, was less item than you would think. But I almost wonder if there was too much more, if then you would start getting those issues. But the like each individual piece of Skittle, it wasn't like a whole Skittle.
Okay.
It was like you took a freeze-dried Skittle and like hit it with something real quick, so it broke into a few pieces, and then you're more getting the pieces than anything else.
Okay.
But like vanilla ice cream or vanilla custard, excuse me.
Yeah.
With with your traditional Skittles flavors in it, and then a little bit of crunch. So you get a little bit of a texture difference. If Skittles flavor in your ice cream / custard doesn't necessarily sound the most appealing to you, I understand.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
But for me, someone that has an unhealthy love of Skittles,
You do.
it was it was right there for me, and I enjoyed it much more than I thought I would.
Okay. That's good. I mean, they don't do a normal Skittles one, do they?
No.
That'd be impossible to eat.
Yeah. There's no way you could do that. Like, it's actually really smart. Like, thinking about it and having like tried it now, it's really smart to do that. You're capitalizing on the freeze-dried trend, but it also makes it more feasible to be in a concrete. So I actually appreciate the thought to, hey, even if it's just, hey, we want to have something with Skittles on it because people love Skittles. Guilty. But like doing it that way makes it much more feasible to throw in something like a concrete as opposed to just a traditional Skittle.
Well, I know Dairy Queen and some other places tried to do like the gummy worms and stuff.
Yeah.
And all it does is freeze them and make them inedible.
Yes.
So it doesn't function. And a frozen Skittle is probably impossible to eat too.
Yeah. We call that a pebble.
Yeah. So we went through I took Addie and her friend Kaylee went to Addie's pitching lesson, and Kaylee is her catcher.
Okay.
And as a thank you, we usually take them out for ice cream or Starbucks. So we went there and they just got basic like cookie dough things. But I saw it on the menu and I was like, I have to try all this sweet stuff for the show tonight.
Yeah. So
I better not.
Too far.
Yeah, I better not do that. But I'll try it. I'm very interested in that. It's a kind of flavor profile I would enjoy, I think. So Sports Genius 38 says Ferrara is putting out freeze-dried lemon heads, sweet tarts, and spree. How do you freeze dry a spree or a sweet
Yeah.
tart?
Yeah, that's
Are sprees the ones that are kind of chewy? Yeah, right. Like
yes.
they're like saucer shaped, like a flying
Yes.
saucer shape, and they're
Yeah,
chewy.
smooth on the outside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that could
I
work. I don't know how a sweet tart's gonna work though.
I don't understand that one.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'll
I
try
will
it.
try it.
I
Sounds
just
delightful.
I don't quite get it.
Yeah, right.
Help me out, science.
That was best way to find out. Eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of great stuff, I got a recommendation from our pal Russ Schneider on last week's show. We were talking about coffee, and he mentioned the chocolate lightning. It stands,
Mm-hmm.
which is coffee made with chocolate milk instead of cream or
Okay.
oat milk or almond milk, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I got one. I also got Stan's breakfast, which is this is a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich on a really soft bun and a hash brown that is much better than it looks.
Okay.
Those were great. I will say, Stan's breakfast sandwich, not for the car. Very
No?
messy. The
Okay.
eggs fall everywhere. The cheese is very melty. So have that at a table. But the chocolate lightning, buddy, if you're looking for a gateway drug to coffee,
Yeah.
this might be it for you. Yes,
Okay.
because it still tastes like coffee, but there's like that little bit of sweetness from the, because if you think about it, chocolate milk is not like the most chocolatey thing in the world.
No,
It
not even
is
close.
kind of, it's very on its own, like almost subtle already.
Mm-hmm.
So then you mix that in with the coffee,
Yeah.
and it's a really good combo. Because Hope's like, well, it's just like a mocha, but a mocha has espresso in it, and espresso is very, very bitter.
Yes.
So this is not as bitter as a mocha would be. It was very good. Obviously you don't want to have this all the time because it's chocolate milk and it's very sugary.
Yeah.
But it's solid. So get the chocolate lightning at Stan's if you're feeling feisty. And the breakfast sandwich was great. And I also today, while they were at their pitching lesson, I've seen a bunch of these opening around the South Burbs. The first time I had was years ago in Bourbonnais. Big B Coffee. You ever heard of Big B Coffee? So
Never
it's a
heard of it.
chain. So like I said, the first one I was in Bourbonnais, but there's a bunch of new ones opening. Like I know Midlothian's getting one. The one I had was in St. John, Indiana, because that's where I was.
Did they buy out Little A Coffee?
God damn it. Yes, they did. Midlothian, Highland, Indiana, Palos Heights, St. John, Indiana, Palos Hills, Cedar Lake, Cedar Point. So you're getting the idea. The one in Chicago was 309 West Lake. There's one in Shorewood, Chesterton, Valpo, Des Plaines, Itasca. So they're growing in number. So I went in there and I look at the menu, and it's like all this like caramel and butterscotch, and they call it white lightning, which is their white chocolate. I'm like, can I just get a coffee?
Yeah, right.
Like something like I just want an iced coffee with oat milk and a pump of sugar-free caramel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can do that. So I got that, and I got a blueberry muffin. Muffin was outstanding. The coffee, there is like a 50% part of me that thinks they forgot to put the coffee in. I think I was drinking caramelized oat milk. So I'm like, there is no coffee taste to this at all. So if anyone is a Big B coffee fan, let me know if I'm mistaken and I just got a bad one, or if their coffee is so bland that there's no coffee taste at all. I was like, what? It just tastes like caramel, and it looked right. It was like the light milky,
Yeah.
but it had very little taste whatsoever. And it feels like, based on the menu, that they're just trying to be like, we are going to give you the sweetest coffee we like Gloria Jean's.
Is that like a 7 Brew type deal?
I don't know. What do you mean?
7 Brew is like another coffee place, mind you.
Oh,
I hadn't heard of it. Okay, so I had to go to Milwaukee a couple weeks ago for just like a couple days, and outside of our hotel there was this like 7 Brew coffee shop, and apparently it sounds at least relatively similar in concept. And Brett was like, "Oh yeah, this is like kids love it and whatever. And he like heard about it, but hasn't had it himself, because he's a fellow old. So, but it was there and tried it, and he was like, okay, like it's fine.
Yeah, this looks very similar to that, where everything is very like sugar based.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean their menu is just energy drinks and cream freezes or stuff with like sprinkles on it. I mean, no shaming it, but I'm 47 years old. I just want freaking coffee.
Right.
Just
You're old as hell. Yeah.
Yes, I know. I feel it every day.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was not for me. I'm sure Addie and her friend would have loved it. They would have gone nuts in that place, but I was like, give me a cup of coffee.
Yes.
It shouldn't be this difficult. But I will give it another try because I remember liking it when I had it the first time. But I said to Hope, I think that's maybe because I was just getting into coffee. So the fact that it wasn't too coffee-ish was a bonus for me. And now I'm like, I want to taste the coffee at least a little bit.
Sure.
So it was somewhat weird. I'll say it's a TBD review on Big B Coffee. Yeah.
Okay. There's one thing that has been a trend this week that I feel like we need to address.
Okay.
And this is the one gorilla versus 100 people.
Yes.
Because for one thing, there's a lot of dumb content out there about it, but the things that do it well are so good.
Yeah.
Like I saw a video of a guy just in like an old ass folding chair, clearly in his gorilla suit, just like, man, I was minding my own business. All I was trying to do was, I don't even remember what he said, and then it just like goes in on it, and it's so funny. People are stupid. Like this is like, you don't mess with a gorilla. Like just don't. However, I did start thinking of like, I came up with 3 names immediately of like, okay, if I was to try and construct a team that would have this, and this is like people assuming prime for all of them.
Okay.
And for some of them, even living at this point.
Helpful.
Yeah. Larry Allen, the old offensive line, the old guard for the Cowboys.
Pretty good.
Who's probably one of the best athletes the NFL ever had, but just because he was an offensive lineman, nobody really knew.
Yeah.
Trent Williams, the left tackle of the 49ers.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And Steven Adams, center for currently the Rockets, who everybody remembers from the Thunder.
Yes.
With Russell Westbrook, who's just a gigantic dude and knows it. Like he had a quote this week where someone brought up like, how are you able to control the glass and all this stuff? And he's like, he was something like, I'm just a big guy out there. There's a lot of little dudes. I should be getting all these rebounds.
It's my main job.
Yeah. So I thought that was all
right. So you're saying 33 of each, 33 and a third of each of these guys to take on one gorilla?
That would at least get you the closest battle you could have, but I'm still taking the gorilla.
All right. So I'm going to say Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
Mike Tyson. Prime. If I'm doing 50 of each of them, I think they take down a gorilla. Because you got huge dudes that can pack a massive wallop with their punches. They're strong enough where if you got like 5 Brock Lesnars on each side of a gorilla, and they can just hold his arms back to prevent him from swinging and flailing around,
so that the Mike Tysons could get close enough. Well, because that's the thing with Tyson is he didn't have the reach.
Well, Tyson starts working the body, working the uppercuts with the arms done. And then one of them has to start gouging at the eyes. That's how you win.
Yeah.
You've got to pluck the eyes of the gorilla out.
Biting at the ears.
Because they do this thing on this, one of my favorite podcasts, last podcast on the left, is every March they do like Monster Madness.
Okay.
So it was like one Godzilla versus 1,000 ravens or like 1,000,000 ravens or whatever it was. And everyone's like, well, Godzilla's going to fry them all in a second with his breath. But they're like, as soon as like 2 or 3 get to Godzilla's eyes, he's useless. So
interesting.
And I did see something today. I didn't really, like you see the preview of the reel, but you don't really watch it.
Yes.
It was like a scientist said that 30 or 40 average men could take down your average silverback.
Interesting. Okay. But they'd have to have a plan. That's the thing. You couldn't
have a plan. And here's the thing. You've got a silverback gorilla
Yeah.
just wildly flailing its arms.
I need to know Mike Francesa's thoughts on this, by the way. Anyway.
One,
The gorilla.
2, 3, 4.
I just want to hear him say the gorilla.
The gorilla. Just swinging away. I mean, you're losing dudes immediately.
Yeah.
Just as they begin the rush and that gorilla starts swinging, anyone within the striking distance of those arms is out.
Right.
So you're losing probably 10 to 15 guys before anyone's able to actually touch the gorilla.
Right. And Steve mentioning a spear. There's no spears. There's no weapons.
No, the spear is Bill Goldberg's finishing move.
Oh, okay.
It's basically a running tackle.
Oh, okay. This is me not knowing wrestling.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's
also,
really not, but it's okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, but I would need like super violent. Like that's why Tyson and Brock Lesnar came to my mind first, because I think of like I know offensive linemen are big, but do they know how to fight? I need someone who knows how to fight, someone who's proven to be able to take a hit as well as give one.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. One silverback though, like think of it. Okay, let's try to humanize this, right? So one man, 250 pounds.
Sure.
In good shape. Okay, so me, but in good shape. Versus how many like 3-year-olds would it take to take me down?
That's the one I want to see.
Isn't it the
I want to see
though?
Jay kicking a 3-year-old.
Like I'm trying. My nephew is 3.
Yeah.
Or 4. That would be like about the comp, right? But you have to give those. So sorry, I don't want to be rude. Let's just say little people, because they have to have the mature mind to be able to execute a plan and that sort of thing.
That's fair.
But people that size, I don't know if it would take 100. Once you start working the nuts, though, see, that's the thing is how I'm not familiar with the silverback's groinal area.
Okay.
Like, how exposed is it? Are they just like dangling right there and they're just like a punching bag for smaller people? Because that's another
question.
Equalizer. One,
you know what?
You
should Google that. You should Google that in a not private tab.
Gorilla's balls?
Yeah.
I'm looking it up. Oh, yeah, they're out.
I'm
not going to share it for the show. Oh, yeah, they're. If you've ever seen a dog that has not been fixed.
Oh, okay. It's got that vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're vulnerable. They're there. They're there if you need them.
Interesting.
See, that's an equalizer, man. You put 2 or 3 guys who just work that, and I had to tell you about my Google search accident.
Oh, what did you do?
All right, whatever. I'll say it on the air. This is so, and again, I forgot what I was actually Googling. Oh my God. Hope I remember. Anyway, I was searching for something very innocuous.
And
you know how sometimes you'll search into your phone.
Yeah.
And then as you're searching, like results will like, because of AI or whatever, like will pop up like where you're about to click.
Sure.
So it's so bad.
It's a lot of preface.
I typed in, again, I can't remember. If Hope is listening, she'll remember what I searched for. Because I told her, I'm like, if you see this on my search history, this is what happened.
Oh, wow.
Whatever it was, I forget. And I'm sure I'll think of it by the time the show ends. The thing that popped up right as I was about to hit the result I wanted was a bra cup example. So I misfired and hit that. So my screen is full.
What?
The people that require AA's cup size bras, which are children mostly. And I was clear my phone. So I told Hope immediately, I go, listen, I think I cleared this, but if you're on my phone and this shows up, this is what happened. It happened immediately. She's like, what's wrong? I'm like,
Boy,
I
you are
remember it.
lucky that all the government employees got fired because there
No.
would have been something. Somebody.
I
on
remember
your
what happened. So
doorstep.
I was Micah, who used to
Okay.
do our video editing.
Yeah.
Me and him are big Simpsons fans, and we were sending
Yes.
each other Simpsons references.
Okay.
And there have been 2 adult magazines featured on The Simpsons. There was Gigantic Asses,
Okay.
which is just the name of the magazine.
Sure.
And then my favorite was American Breast Enthusiast. So I went to find this photo,
Yes.
and as I typed in American Breast, right under my thumb where I was about to hit Enthusiast, up popped that other search, and I think I had to set my phone on fire.
I have a question.
Yes.
Even if you did that search properly, how many pages until you get to that?
I got to it right away. It's a very famous reference.
I know it is. However, it's a fair question.
All right. I'm just showing you here. Proof. You see me typing in the search.
Yep.
I haven't finished it right. See that? And look at. See?
Oh, that's
There
great.
it is on screen. There is proof.
Mm-hmm.
There is proof that it popped up
Yeah.
automatically. That was a bad day.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
Mhm.
This is the worst possible thing to search.
Yes.
Because if it's like a C cup or D cup, I'm simply a pervert. I'm not a criminal.
Right.
Yes. So probably shouldn't have shared that one on the air. That's all right. We have no secrets on this show.
Oh, it's so good, man. That's really good.
Charlie says one search just changed your whole algorithm.
Oh, buddy. Oh,
Yeah.
can it?
Yeah,
Man.
that's true.
Have you done that where like you'll accidentally click on one reel? Or it's like you're trying to scroll, but you hit like, and then you're getting whatever that random thing is, and it takes like a couple days to really like work it out of the algorithm.
Yes.
I mean, it's not that necessarily, but
No, it's not that. It's an innocent mistake with a horrible, horrible result. At least that wasn't like at work or something.
it's really funny.
Yeah, great.
Good line.
I'm glad you're having a good time with it.
Yes.
That's the authorities kicked down my windows. A la Christmas Vacation.
Oh, it's the what? The guy who does a podcast from his basement is
Yes. That will not be real. I promise you that. Well, I'm going to
No.
cleanse the palate here with the Chips Ahoy. It's like my sugar intake explodes. All right, this is the Chips Ahoy chewy ice cream sandwich inspired cookie. Now take a look at that.
okay.
Before I show you the cookie,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to give me your idea of how big you think that is.
Well, I know how big
Give me like a circumference.
okay, so if like a traditional Chips Ahoy cookie is about there,
Yeah.
maybe even like a little smaller, like maybe we're talking like that much bigger.
Yeah. That's pretty small.
Oh,
Yeah. So they recommend you serve them chilled. So we threw them in the fridge.
sure.
There's the
Okay.
cream inside. I'll give you the
Not
other half.
skimping on the cream.
No, it's not.
Back to Jay's searches.
I like these a lot.
Yeah.
I like these a lot better than my searches. Pretty good. I don't get ice cream sandwich out of them, but
Okay.
it is a Chips Ahoy with cream in it.
Do you think it works better as a like with a chewy Chips Ahoy as opposed to
I don't know if it would work the other way.
Yeah, like I was thinking just logistically, like how would that work if at all? And like it would probably have to be the chewy variety, but like I could see that being better with that.
I prefer the regular Chips Ahoy
Okay.
because I do think those chewy ones have like kind of an odd chemical taste to them.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's whatever they use to soften it or keep it soft or whatever it is, but it's subtle and it's there on that too.
Mhm.
But if you like chewy Chips Ahoy, you will love that.
Okay.
And Gnome on my Chomsky says better than the red velvet Chips Ahoy. I don't think I had those. I may have
did not.
forgotten, but I don't think I've had those. I will say they're better than the Chips Ahoy bites they're selling, like little squares of Chips Ahoy.
Yeah.
I was really excited about those. Not good. Not a fan. So these are once again, the chewy Chips Ahoy ice cream sandwich inspired cookies. It says summer edition. So I'm assuming we're here for the summer.
Okay.
Oh, one more little thing I saw today that I want a ruling on.
Yes.
Peppermint Big League Chew.
No.
Agreed. I saw it at Dick's today. It had like a baseball player with a Santa hat on it.
Okay.
I usually like peppermint gum, not Big League Chew.
No.
Okay.
No, I agree. And I've got one quick shout out for done, and this is stating the obvious. I realize that, but having not had them for a hot minute, probably the best value in chips is Bugles.
Oh, Bugles I've not had Bugles forever.
Sam randomly came home with like a bag of the traditional ones and a bag of the nacho cheese ones. The nacho cheese, good.
I think that's my go-to.
Yeah, like just the, like I said, it's been a long time, but just like bags of Bugles are still cheap. And I understand a good part of that is because of the shape of them. They're going to take up more space. You're not going to get as many per bag, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Bugles are good. Get Bugles if you haven't had them for a while. Get the nacho cheese ones.
Did you put them on your fingers? Be honest.
I did not, because we were in the car and I was driving.
That's even more fun. Just to have nacho bugle fingers while you're driving.
Yeah, right.
It's not illegal. You can do that. All right. I got one more thing I want to share, but first we want to tell about our friends at Nick and Ivy Brewing in beautiful downtown Lockport. If you've not checked out Nick and Ivy yet, you really owe it to yourself to do it. It's such a great place, such a great spot. So many great people. 1026 South State Street, again, in downtown Lockport. Their website, nickivybrewing.com, and their Facebook page is always updating everything they've got, including their newest release, their Sol Dorado Mexican lager. Here's a pic of the Sol Dorado. They describe it. This crispy boy was brewed with a blend of malts, flaked maize, and hops that add the taste of lime zest, lagered and conditioned to perfection. You'll want to drink this one all summer. Happy Cinco de Mayo. They also make a note that they've added a new Star Wars pinball machine and a bunch of board games to play while you're there. Nick and Ivy is a great spot to go hang out with great people, drink some great beers, bring in some great food, craft beer quality with corner bar mentality. Absolutely love Nick and Ivy. You will too. Go check them out. 1026 South State Street. Try their new beers, try their old beers, try all of their beers, and you'll enjoy it. And one more recommendation I want to give too before we go. Went to BDubz this week, tried the new Buffalo Blue sauce, Buffalo Blue cheese. Not the biggest blue cheese guy in the world. I like it, but I don't love it. This was very good. So if you like blue cheese at all, give the Buffalo Blue a try. I will say I only had it to dip. I dipped my wedges in it and I dipped my tenders in it. I didn't have it like slathered on a wing. I feel like maybe for a whole order of wings, it might be a bit much. But try it on the side. Try your tenders that way. It'll be good stuff. You're muted, Grandpa.
So I will take your word for it.
Yeah, it's not, blue cheese can be very offensive in its purest form. Mm-hmm. This is clearly like a muted blue cheese inspired sauce. And then it's also half washed with buffalo. So it's pretty subtle.
Sure. It's like all the ghost pepper things when that was a thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, if this was actual ghost pepper, this would not be in a fast food restaurant.
They also have a barbecue ranch. And I'll maybe try that next time. That was a very interesting concept to me.
Yeah.
Like buffalo ranch makes a lot of sense. Barbecue ranch is an interesting combo. So if you tried it, let us know. I'm fatpod@gmail.com. I think that's all I've got.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. Let's get to Ask a Fat and wrap this bad boy up.
Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. It's been 1 week since my last confession.
Okay, my son. What is your confession?
I'm fat.
Ask a Fat is not currently sponsored. If you'd like to become or want some info on sponsoring the I'm Fat podcast, or you're aware of a business that might be a good fit for us, let us know. I'm fatpod@gmail.com. We will get in touch with you and try to work things out. We don't want to overwhelm the show with ads, but we also, the money is nice. We don't charge a lot. It's a really great way for people to get in and get a business established and get their names out there. That's way cheaper than traditional podcasting or radio or anything like that. It's a very specific and local market. So let people know we exist. I'm fatpod@gmail.com, or you can leave us a voicemail at 708-858-3314. No voicemails this week. So we're going to begin with an email here from Robert. Robert said, "Hey guys, love the pod. I was recently at a mall in Ohio that had this in the food court." Oh, he attached a picture. Damn it. Rick, do the other one first while I pull the picture up.
Okay. The second email.
Idiots.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
The second email is from Matt. We'll go to Matt first.
Yeah, thank you.
He says, "Hello, Fats. Former Illinois, now Iowa Fat here. Love the show. I was listening to the current episode and feel that you missed the most important news from the weekend, or I'm just an idiot who's late on things. A college football podcast I listened to had the new CEO of Culver's on, and she confirmed that every October for a couple weeks, they will be serving the Curter Burger. To me, this is the best outcome outside of putting it on the menu full time. What say you, Matt?"
I mean, I want it full time.
Mm-hmm.
I get why it's probably not the easiest thing to execute, but if it's something I could plan for, I'm down for that. That's a good idea. Like, I know that, what's the thing? Like, does McDonald's do, is the McRib the same time all the time?
I don't know.
I don't know the answer to that.
I feel like we didn't get anything definitive from the Culver's Insider, but I feel like the returns have always been positive enough to where it's kind of insinuated that, it'll be back. It'll just never be a full-time thing.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little much to have it as a permanent menu item.
Right, because unlike the Taco Bell things that we talk about, where it's the same ingredients and just how you put them together,
yes,
this is like the curd patty is a different thing.
Right.
So, is it just one extra thing? Sure, but I get it.
I would like it a couple times a year.
Yes.
Maybe start the spring, start the fall.
Yeah. Start of March Madness and the start of college football season.
Sounds great. But I'll take it as long as they don't get rid of it. Okay, now on to Robert's email. As he said, he was at a mall in Ohio, and this was the food court. That is not the picture. There we go. It is a Five Guys on top of a Sbarro next to a Panda Express. This is quite a fancy mall, by the way.
Yeah, right, for
I don't know
Ohio.
where this is. But Robert asked, if you had to create a 3 to 4 restaurant mall food court that was your only food option for lunch and dinner for the rest of the year, what would they be? So I'm only allowed to eat at these. Well, let's make it 4 since we're only able to eat this for the whole year.
Sure. And are we just assuming we're talking fast food or fast casual places that, even though they may not usually be in malls, like that vibe, it could easily function as such?
I would say it has to be fast casual at best. So
yes,
Chipotle, Jersey Mike's,
sure,
that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. Culver's is in there for me.
Okay.
For sure. Yep. Because of the variety on the menu, the quality of the menu, and you get a custard aspect of it. So you're getting some dessert there. That has to be there.
It's pretty good.
All right. What's the first thing that comes to mind is like a must for you?
For me, it's Sbarro.
Okay.
Because when I'm at the mall, something about mall air makes me want Sbarro.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I don't know how much of it's nostalgia, but when they opened that Sbarro in the Pedway,
oh my God,
it wasn't any worse than I remember it.
Nope.
It was still damn good. So that's in there for sure for me.
Yeah, there had to be a pizza aspect of it. So depending on how you want to play it,
yeah, it's tough. I want to go with a Mrs. Fields.
Okay.
But then I eventually get sick of cookies.
Let's not get crazy.
I mean, but they don't have anything else. If they had ice cream and they had cake, that's why your Culver's call is a good one. because you kind of scratch all the itches with that. I
Yeah,
wanna
it,
steal
it
yours.
checks a
That's
few boxes
solid.
for you. That's interesting.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Sbarro. I'm also
Okay.
gonna do Jersey Mike's.
Okay.
Just because, yes, it's sandwiches, but I can at least variety it up
You
a
can.
little bit.
Okay. I think I've got my 4 now.
Okay.
And I'll probably regret this immediately after the podcast because I forget something. Culver's, Sbarro. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Even you can allow yourself something that's a little more one note. I am with you on Jersey Mike's and Qdoba.
Okay.
You can mix up the meat. You can mix up which way you're getting your Mexican food with the same ingredients. So that's, yeah, I think that's it.
All right. We have a new person here, and he's saying Culver's is ass, so I'm putting them in timeout.
Okay.
There you go. Congratulations, Matt's vlogs. You're on timeout. Culver's is not ass. You're ass, and so is your vlog. Okay. I got Jersey Mike's. I got Sbarro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm somewhat tempted to throw a Taco Bell in there.
Okay. There's got to be some form of, at some point, you do have to make a choice of like, what type of food can you live without? Because I just don't know that you can't get everything. So like some people will prioritize like a Panda or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I will say Panda will give you a nice variety too. You can do noodles, rice, different kind of meats.
Sure.
It's just, it's not that level for me. I'm going to take away Taco Bell and do a Chipotle. I prefer Chipotle to Qdoba, but same idea.
Yeah.
You can mix things up and take away things and add things and make it different.
Yeah.
They also have really good Coke, which is important.
Mm-hmm.
So Jersey Mike's Chipotle.
Oh, with Jersey Mike's, we get the agave cream soda. That's
true.
Let's go.
That's solid. Yep. All right. So Jersey Mike's, Chipotle, Sbarro. I'm going to throw like a DQ in there, but a DQ grill and chill. So not like just ice cream. It's got to have the food too. And I know their food is not good.
Right.
But sometimes you just want a crappy tendy or a replacement level burger.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that might
the
even
Ohio
be
Mall
being
had
a little...
Five Guys, but who's got money for that?
No. And also Five Guys is very one note.
Yeah.
It's a good note, but it's an expensive and
note.
Singular note.
Yeah. Oh, I like that question. He also had a follow up on his thing. He said, also, I'm done with snacks and candy, trying to skimp on the amount of food in the package. My last purchase of chips almost had me filing a civil action lawsuit against Lay's.
That would be awesome.
Yes. A couple of people chiming in the chat, by the way. Gnome on my Chomsky says Sbarro, Panda Express, Auntie Annie's, and Taco Bell. That's pretty good. Auntie Annie's has desserts and like, the pretzel dogs and those sort of things. So that's good. Lindsay says White Castle, Arby's, and Dairy Queen. RIP to all of our buttholes, if that's the case.
Right.
and Sports Genius 38 says Sbarro, Auntie Annie's, DQ for the Orange Julius.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad. This is some good picks.
Yeah.
I'm
interesting. Nobody's going McDonald's or anything like that. Like,
yeah. I might regret that actually, because it is a very deep menu.
You can't get ice cream.
What am I replacing though?
Is that
I'll get rid of Chipotle. I'll get rid of Chipotle and put McDonald's in there.
I would have thought DQ.
Nah. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I'll get rid of DQ. Because I can get a McFlurry.
Here's
the ice cream is working.
Exactly. That is the asterisk, is that the ice cream machine has to be working for this to stand. But yes, then I think that's a viable replacement for Dairy Queen. And
you
your
got burgers, fish, chicken, you got nuggets, you got tender. Those new tenders are not bad, by
burgers, fish, chicken.
Well, yes, exactly. You probably do that at all these restaurants.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that was fun. Good question, Robert. Thank you.
Yes.
More stuff like that. I'm fatpod@gmail.com. That's good stuff. Well done. Well done. All right, let's bring us home.
All right. Follow us on all of our social media at I'm Fat Pod. I'm Fat Pod at gmail.com. Sending great questions like Robert did. Check out Spotify. Subscribe. You can watch the video there. You can also watch it on YouTube. Subscribe, like each video. Let it run in the background, even if you're watching us live, so we can get those hours consumed, because consuming is good. And I'mFatMerch.com. Check out our merch. Might have been a quote from tonight that could deserve a shirt, so we'll talk about that later. And if it ends up coming to roost, we'll tell you about it. And then you can subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, unsubscribe, and resubscribe to the regular podcast feed and leave the old 5-star rating and review. And check out our sponsors: Mazda of Orland Park, Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. Andrew with a great last-second call. Great steak and potato factory. When you think mall, that's what you think of. So for Jay, I'm Rick, and this is the I'm Fat Podcast.
I like to solve the puzzle. Okay, well, let's hear it. Treat yourself a round of sausage.
Idiots.
Yeah.